All right, welcome to the first of our video lectures and assignments. This is us going through the book together. We're going to have these broken up into about 10-minute videos so that way you can do them in little bite-sized pieces. So to start, I would recommend having your book open to this chapter 1, and I would also have Word open as well. So that's where we're going to start. Hopefully we've all downloaded those module files, those data files right here. So if you haven't, pause the video, make sure those are downloaded. And we're going to go ahead and jump straight into point 1.4 here actually. So this is where we're going to go. So we're going to save a document. So as you can see, we're just, again, walking through this together. It gives us what they call a backstage view. Didn't know you got a backstage pass for this class, did ya? Super exclusive, right? This is our backstage view. So we're going to save a document together. All right, so to do that, we're going to have Word open. We're just going to have a blank document here. Nothing fancy. And the reason I'm going to recommend having your book open is there's going to be some typing involved, and sometimes it's easier just to read it on your screen rather than follow with what I'm typing on my screen. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click File, and then this is our Backstage view, and we're going to go to Save As. Now, if you use Word on your computer before, you're going to see some recent documents. This is going to depend on what you have open. There could be, everyone's screen is going to look a little bit different. We're going to go to Browse. So we all have the same screen, which is what we call a File Explorer. Now you're going to save this anywhere that you would like. If you have a folder, like I recommended earlier, to have a Business 180D folder. And maybe you have a Week 2 folder listed here. So this first document, and again, this is why we're going to have the book open together, is we're actually just working through this in the book together. And it tells us we're going to name the file name np_wd_1_letter. So this is the name of our file. So that's, again, you can follow along with me on the screen, but I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go ahead and put this in my modules folder under Word 1 because we're in the module 1. And I'm going to go ahead under lecture and assignment because this is where we're starting. And I'm going to go ahead and save that here. So again, np_wd_1_letter. So this is what we're going to save it as, and all you'll simply do is press save. And what you're going to see happen is now across the top, instead of document 1-word, I now have it saying the title of my document. So I am very confident that it is saved under that particular title. Now we can start typing, knowing that we can save our progress as we continue. Again, we're going back to the book here. We've completed this, and we're going to start what we call a block style letter. So this is our example here. This is kind of what we're aiming for here. This is a pretty typical business memo, business letter. And so if you want some more information, there's a pro skill. I'm not going to go into that. You can read that on your own time if you so desire. But we're going to go to the next page, and it's going to ask us to enter some text. So again, like I said, I don't expect you to have to look at this on my screen. So the text that we're typing is on these pages. This is listed in your textbook, but we're going to go through these together as well. Now, Word is something really cool. It's called auto predictive text. So it kind of guesses what you're going to type. So we're going to start with the date. So today is August. And you'll notice as I'm typing August, across the top you'll see it appears and it says press enter to insert. Now August isn't a long month, but those ones like September, December, November, it's kind of nice to have. So I'm actually going to press enter. It just completes the word for me. And as I hit space, today is the 8th or the 10th. And as you can see, it kind of auto-predicted already that I'm going to type today's date, comma, and see it appears right there for me. So if you're not a particularly fast typer or you don't know the date offhand, this is a great option. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, so I have today's date across the top. Depending on the date that you're completing this, it'll be the different date. But as of right now, I'm completing this on August 10th. All right, so now we're going to continue to type the address. But before we do that, I want to show you something really helpful to understand the spacing in Word. So on our top of our screen, you'll notice that we have all of these little options. We have, oops, excuse me, we have insert, draw. This is what we call a ribbon. I know, super girly, right? This is called a ribbon. So we're going to be in the home ribbon. And there's this nice little paragraph. It looks like kind of a backward letter P. And I can turn this on or off at will. So I'm going to turn it on. And my text looks kind of funky now. I have some dots. I have a P. I can't get rid of them. Can't highlight them. That's okay. Basically, this is telling me that I have a new this is the end of my paragraph. Every dot means I have a space. So if you weren't sure if you had 2 or 3 spaces after a word or after a period, this is a great way to do it. So we're going to go ahead and strike enter. And we're going to enter the address of the person that we are sending this to. So again, this is in your textbook. You don't have to watch me type this on the screen. So as we scroll down, you'll notice we have all of this great information about what we just did. Here we are. This is the address you are typing. So if you want to pause the video and type that in, this is what we're going to be putting in. So I already have those ready to type. So I'm just going to type that first line for us, Carla Zimmerman. And then after each line, you're going to press enter. So go ahead and pause the video, type those in, and we'll move forward. Now, if you type those all in, you'll notice there should be a P or a backward P or paragraph after each line. So this is a standard address format. It's going to have the first line. This is the first location, city, comma, space, state, space, zip code. So this is very standard address formatting. So that is what we're going to stay with. Now we're going to move on to the salutation and the body of the letter. Like I said, you do not have to watch me type this on the screen. I'm going to show you really quick and easy where that is in here. Again, if you have any trouble, backspace, best friend. All right, so we're going to be actually adding the body of the address, and apparently that is down further. There it is. All right, so this is what we're adding. So we're going to type Dear Carla, enclosed. You'll find the sustainability brochures we discussed. Now, this is something a little different. There's actually only one space between sentences. So after your period, instead of hitting space twice, you're going to hit space once. And we know that is going to be only one space because there is this nice little dot that represents a space. So we can make sure that we only have one space. So follow along in your textbook. You'll see that it has what you need to type. And then go ahead and pause the video, complete through there, and then we're going to move on to the next part. All right, so after typing that all out, this is what it should look like. Notice between each sentence, we have 2 sentences here. Kind of hard to see. Let's zoom in just a little bit here. You'll notice there's this little dot. That means there is one space between my sentences. So that is a great way to check to make sure that you have the correct spacing. And after Carla, instead of those very informal letters where you use a comma, we're actually going to use a semicolon here. So that is how we're going to start our letter. This is the end of our part 1. This is a great place to stop if you need to continue doing what you're doing with your day. Before we close out though, always press save. There's a nice little save icon up here. And it ensures that all that hard work we did is saved. All right, and we're going to move on to part 2.